Alright guys, Jim in the V-strom garage. We're going to replace this messed up tire. Come take a look at that. I showed a little bit in the last video. But yeah, this Metzler Torrance, so it's splitting down the whole right side of the tire. Never seen one of those do that before, but yeah, lucky me. So we got a new tire in, and we're going to go ahead and put it on. So I guess I've never really done a review on this Phoenix tire machine. I've had it for about 3 years now. Yeah, it's been a good machine. You know, we got the Phoenix balancer also over there. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get this tire off. So we've got the motorcycle adapters. They just slide over these and tighten on real quick. So we can do automobile tires, we can do motorcycle tires, all that good stuff. Alright, so we go ahead and break this bead, and hopefully the compressor doesn't kick on. It probably will though. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is take our valve stem out, or a Schrader valve. Alright, now with the motorcycle tires, or rims, and even some of the small car tires, I always use I got a big piece of wood that I put behind it, because this doesn't go in far enough to break the bead all the way otherwise. A little bit on this side. All right, let's get this on here. So we want to make sure our tire is away from the rim there, so we can get it under these rim locks. And we're going to slowly get them close to where they're going to want to pop out. Okay, so now on these we've got the bead that come down a little bit, so sometimes you got to kind of work it around and get that bead off. Sometimes you got to put it back on the bead breaker. So we'll find out. Yeah, let's just hit it with a bead breaker one more time. Let's try it. So I always put the rotor side down, that way when you cut the tire irons you're not hitting it. And that's what these blocks do, it lifts it up off here so your disc doesn't hit the bottom there and bend it. Alright, we're locked in. I usually take a little bit of tire lube and just hit a little bit on this bead when I'm taking it off. Not necessary, but just how I do it. Alright. So now, what I'm going to do, I still have this set up for car tire, so I got to change it to the motorcycle duck head. So we'll go ahead and take a break and I'll get that on. Alright, so this is the one for the car. This is the one for the motorcycles. So you can see the difference on those. So, is it possible to do a bike tire with this? Yeah, it probably is. It's going to be pretty hard though. So anyways, we use a smaller duck head. You see, it looks like a duck head. So these just pop up on here. There's a 19mm bolt. These are pretty tight going in there. Put that up on there. We got our 19mm bolt. Goes up in here in the center. So we'll get that snug, but we won't tighten that up yet till we get this thing, because you can kind of move this a little bit. We want to get it to kind of where the curve of that rim is. So we're just going to drop that down. You can see, if you come over. So yeah, this is kind of angled out away from the thing, so we need to rotate this in just a little bit until it gets kind of, let's see, a little more right there. That's about how it should look. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and set these screws. Tighten up the 19mm, we'll set that. Alright, so now we're set up. So we bring this down. There, we're going to adjust this away from the rim just a little bit. So where this is on the outside of the rim, on that edge. This is what I found works, at least works the best for me. Alright, so anyways, we do that. Then when you put this thing up, it lifts it up just a little bit off the rim. So you can push this down until it hit this, it'll lift it up just a little bit. So now, we use our handy dandy pry bar. It goes right on the duck head. Well, at the same time, you got to push and break this bead down into the center of the rim. Otherwise, you're not going to get it over there. Watch it up on there. I'm going to pull that up a little bit. Come on this side. So we're going to tie her up off the rim. We're going to put it back on that duck head. We're going to get that down. I don't know if you can see all the way down in there or not. Catch the other back lip of that and just pull it up like that. Now, a lot of people will keep it like that, then they start spinning it, but this thing will pop off and it'll scratch a rim. So just hold it up by hand, take this out. And that's it for taking it off. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to change our valve stem. So I just take a pair of cutters and get right down on there and snip that off there. Just like that. Then on this side, we can just put a finger on there and usually just pop that out. Or get a little screwdriver. So we're going to be putting in the, it's a TR1412 is the size I'm putting in there. So we got our little tool, stick it in here. It's a little harder with this one on the bikes. They make some different ones. I think they got a wire or something. So basically I just spin the valve stem just a little bit on there. Pull it through, that's it. Maybe it'll bend enough to get it out of there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our new tire. There you go. Alright, so next thing we do, we got a new tire. We always check the direction of the tire, if it's a directional tire, see which way the arrow is going, make sure we're going in the right rotation. And yeah, go ahead and lube the one side up. Actually, we can probably lube both sides up. This stuff dries up pretty quick. Yeah, there's going to be a red dot right there. We want to get that to be close to the valve stem as possible. I mean, some are yellow, some are red. Unfortunately, this one goes down, so I made a little mark on the other side. That's made, took a tire crayon, made a little mark. All right, so sometimes, usually if you can get the tire warm, this works better, but for the first part of the bead, you can put that on by hand usually. Not always. You want to get your mark lined up with the valve stem the best you can. It's probably going to move a little bit once the tire starts going on. Okay, so we put the one side down, bring our arm back over, bring this down. Actually, the tire is warm. Okay. So the key on these things is you got to get this bead down and towards the center. You got to kind of work it around. Alright, so got it on. It ended up taking, sorry I couldn't film that. It took two of us to hold this bead down. This thing was so tough. Anyways, normally it's not that bad, but anyways. Alright, so we've got the tire on. Make sure you undo this before you bead the tire, otherwise you're not going to get it off. So. Sometimes you'll get like this and it won't start to bead. So what you do is take it and bounce it. You get that. Get that bead on there. Try it again. Sometimes while you got the air going. There it goes. Ooh, don't get your fingers near the bead when it's beading. There we go. Bead is with about 25 pounds of air. Now we'll go ahead and use the regular air gauge. Yeah, I usually set these about 28 or 38. I'm sorry. Gotta get it on there. Normally I'd go and balance it right now, but I'm going to take the front wheel off and do that one first. Put my valve cap back on. See if we got any metal ones. No, all plastic. Alright, so we'll set this one aside. Alright, let's break this one down. check our direction of rotation. We got our red dot lined up where our valve stem is somewhat. See if this one will pop on. See if this one goes on easier than the rear. And we'll work our bead on. And we try to keep it in the center and see how far we get. And we're on. So a lot of times your mark will move a little bit. Sometimes you can turn this, sometimes you can't. Alright. Unclamp. Bounce a couple times. Get another more accurate gauge out. 26. I like around 37.